Hello there. Welcome to the first Common Man's playthrough, and it's going to be an all-time classic, I think. This is Batman Arkham City on the PlayStation 5 Pro. This is the Game of the Year edition, and I am Shantyt, one of 3 common men, and I'll be guiding you through this game with no upgrades and no damage. So it's a bit of a tough one if you haven't played much of the Arkham series before, but I am here to provide tips, tricks, and other Bat-esque advice. So we'll be starting currently with the Catwoman section. I believe this is only present in the Game of the Year edition of this game. And seeing as we are playing this one on the PS4 release Return to Arkham, which contains both Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, we are blessed with some Catwoman gameplay. So I have perfectly free-flowed this fight for you, but yeah, I do want to make the point of, throughout this playthrough, all of the fights will not be perfect free-flowed, but they will definitely be with no damage. It's just, quite annoying. If you've played this game, a lot of things can go wrong. Sometimes it just eats your inputs. This game does run at 30 frames per second on the PS5 Pro that I'm playing it on, which is unfortunate. They should really do something about that, because, simple Xbox updates, I swear they can just make any game 60 frames per second, but more than enough horsepower there. Nevertheless, we will continue on in the game. Arkham City's an interesting one. I do think it's better than Arkham Asylum, but maybe a hot take, I think it is middle of the road when it comes to the Arkham series. The bar really is that high. Definitely goes Arkham Asylum, City, and then Night for me. Night number 1, quite the hot take. Yeah, just here we're making our way through Bruce Wayne entering Arkham City. Some cool stuff here. If you haven't played this game before, definitely recommend this in the lead up to Legacy of the Dark Knight, the yellow game. That is the sort of spiritual successor to this franchise. I believe that's coming out in May this year, 2026. Yeah, if you weren't aware, that inmate we just passed was our friend Deadshot, which I won't be doing the side missions in this game, but if you choose to delve into those, Deadshot is in this game. So yeah, I'll be avoiding future spoilers as well, but not for side missions. So here we are, just waiting in this holding cell with Mr. Jack Ryder. A bit of a wimp, if you ask me, but yeah, this opening section's super cool. I have played this about 1,000 times, so it's a bit dull for me, but really good atmosphere setting for this one. It's truly quite different from Asylum, but the same flavours are used in this sequence. The slow walking, the slight intros to combat. So you just want to go ahead and counter everyone here. Simple stuff. They'll die in one hit. Well, they won't die, but I don't know how everyone doesn't see that this man is more than he seems as he takes out thugs effortlessly. So here I'm not taking damage because, it's a scripted sequence. It is what it is. We're captured by the Penguin and his men, Mr. Cobblepot. 1990 tells us, but we'll have our revenge soon enough, in mere moments. The playthrough so far has been not too challenging. A couple restarts here and there, but I have cut this walkthrough in a manner that just keeps the action going. So all the gameplay moments are captured here, none of the cinematics. I'll let you enjoy those on your own. So here you just want to, it's a bit hard to see the counter sign there, but you do want to press that. Triangle on PlayStation, Y on Xbox. And here to get out of these cuffs, you're going to want to counter a couple times, and then you'll be gifted with this little sequence of Bruce breaking the chains open, and now you're truly able to acrobat yourself anywhere you want. That does break the combo, but yeah, it is what it is. You can free flow all these guys. I believe I muck up at the end here and miss the perfect free flow. As I said, it's quite annoying when the game doesn't sort of work with you sometimes, and obviously I'm only human. I definitely do my fair share of missing the correct inputs. Right there, I went for the ground takedown on that guy. That's R2 triangle. Didn't work. You can't do those.
Need to get to higher ground and contact Alfred.
Again, I'm not sure how none of these people sort of clue on that Bruce is, well, indeed, more than he seems, as he, you know, glides across the map, punching people in a fine ballet. But if you haven't played this game before, be sure to go and punch Penguin in the face for what he did to you earlier. Again, he's just witnessed you becoming, well, a super martial artist. So, not sure if he's clued on there like Hugo Strange in this game. So here we're just climbing to this Ace Chemicals building tower. Pretty simple stuff. It might take some time to sort of run you through the premise of this game. So we're in Arkham City. I believe this is Hugo Strange's great big idea of sealing off an entire section of Gotham City and housing it entirely with criminals. But I think a few more sort of revelations are in store for us as well. We're currently just needing to find out what it is, as Bruce just said. So yeah. This being the common man's first playthrough, we did want to keep it pretty classic. And Arkham City, I think, provides that. This is one of the all-time great games. Really fantastic. And that shown no better than through the Batsuit. One of the best Batsuits ever made. Really classic. I think improves on the first one massively. I think the textures is just a bit nicer, a bit cleaner, and I think the suit takes on a nice purple hue when you're riding throughout the city. It's beautiful. So here we're going to try and hack into some Tiger comms. You pull out your little doohickey here, and you just literally press X on the yellow circle. This playthrough is heavily inspired by Chris of the channel Seraphim17. A fantastic sort of a guide maker. Really wanted to sort of emulate his challenge runs here. So as we go for no damage and no upgrades. So we're making our way to the courthouse here, just glide on through. Let me know if you want to see the sort of gliding throughout the city. There's a lot of traversal in this game because it is sort of a new mechanic back in the day, back in 2011 when this one was released. They completely changed the open world sort of meta, if you will. Like, this is one of the greatest open worlds you'll ever see. It's because it's simple. It's quite sort of self-contained, doesn't try to do too much, and everything in it has like meaningful content behind it. It's all sort of different. There's nothing really samey about it. Yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful. As we put the pain onto some of Two-Face's thugs. So Two-Face has captured Catwoman. I'm just wanting to extract some information out of Catwoman about what really is going on. So we're trying to save her at the moment. This area is sort of one of my favourites, even after the game was finished. I remember back in the day when I sort of had the game, there's always like 5+ thugs outside this courthouse that you can beat on. So there's that fight as we head on into the courtroom. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, but I think to get this sort of playthrough out in any sort of meaningful time, I did forego perfectly free-flowing all of these fights. But, you know, happy to add that stipulation in, as I'm only maybe a third of the way through the game at this point, at time of recording. So we want to come up here and silently take down this guy, walk along the tightrope, and you can jump down here to initiate your first attack. Interesting sort of tip regarding the drop attacks and glide kicks that you can initiate. They automatically start you, like many of the other attacks, on ×2 combo. So now that's to actually start the free-flowing effect. You'll notice if you're below 2, you start off very slow, sluggish, until Mr. Batman decides to build some momentum where he can ballet across multiple enemies. And here, Two-Face is going to try to shoot you as you fight these guys off. I don't think he can actually hit you, so it's a sort of scripted event, because I'm standing quite still in some of these shots here. You can take out the last guy, and then you want to, you know, stand up real pretty for Mr. Harvey Dent as he shoots you in the face. That's the chest. Alright, well here, another piece of sort of detective gameplay where you'll need to scan the crime scene for the ballistics of the bullet that just tried to take out Catherine. Can't even imagine someone playing this for the first time. Absolute treat this would be. It was good to relive the game through editing this one. All the cutscenes are there. So now we've traced the bullet and we can locate the source of the sniper shot. So we'll be heading over to the church now. Who let this loading screen in? Ridiculous. Alright. We're going across. The intent of this walkthrough, I think, is to provide a lot of guidance, because me doing this with no upgrades and no damage, obviously you are free to play however you want, but I think walking through this game on the hardest difficulty and with those stipulations sort of makes it even harder, and you're free to customize your Batman however you like. Using this guide as the basis, I think you should have no problems at all getting through the game. Thinking ahead, I think there's the tough fight sequences are geared heavily towards the end of the game, so I don't think you'd be anticipating any sort of blockers straight on. So it sort of ramps up as the game reaches its crescendo, and yeah, there's actually, thinking on it now, there's a few fights that I'm not really looking forward to. Lots of restarts. You won't see any of those restarts here. It's all perfectly cut together sometimes. But yeah, I'm just hoping to help as many people as possible get through the game. Let them enjoy it how they like it. If you get stuck, please refer to the walkthrough. One huge negative of playing with no upgrades is not any of the upgrades themselves. It's actually what you see on the top of the screen now, that ugly level up sort of prompt. Wants you to use the touchpad to level up Batman, and I believe there is no way at all to disable this. So basically, if you ever try yourself, I'm going through on no upgrades, you will be seeing this the entire time. I know it's sort of a niche and self-inflicted problem, but you know, I think looking back on the game, it's something they should add. And I believe they did do that in the later games as well. There's no big ugly prompt to utilise all your points. I believe they remediated that in Arkham Knight. So here this is our first sort of dummy predator sequence, all sort of scripted, because as soon as you fail one of these, the hostage dies and you have to restart. So you just want to follow the Batman's little tips here. You know, he calls people idiots, you know, for being in confessionals. Probably it is what it is. So just want to drop down here, take him down behind the wood panelling, and move forward to the final two enemies to knock them out. See the double takedown in this next sequence, and we can move on by saving all of the medical officers in this one. And I believe our friend Aaron Cash from Arkham Asylum is in this group. I think for some reason I tried to talk to him. I think that actually takes place in Arkham Knight and not this game. So you just want to run to the end of the hall here and head up to the sort of cathedral tower. Scrapple your way up. Another thing that we will forego in this walkthrough is any upgrades to equipment as well. So like the passive ones, for example, the grapnel boost. So we won't be doing the augmented reality challenges to get to that one. So here we're up in the tower, and there is the sniper. So you just want to enter detective mode, and you'll be put into this forensic mode, and you'll scan the sniper. And there he is, Mr. J, for the first time in this game. You get to see him. And quickly there he recaps Asylum better than I ever could. So he's planted, well, as you can see, a bunch of explosives. You just want to dive through the window with that little double tap X. Double tapping A or X on Xbox or PlayStation, you'll get that special animation. If you're next to a ledge, you'll get a little somersault, as opposed to normally you just get a little dive, I think. So here we are traversing, trying to find where the Joker's radio signal came from. And we'll be heading over to Sionis Industries, I believe. The steel mill. And here I've just opted to fight some randoms. I will be sort of speeding this one up, so we can focus on where to go and look at this.
What choice do we have? There's gotta be something else we can do. What? We screwed it up with Penguin's guys. I think they'll kill us if we go back there. You saw what happened when Batman went to court. Maybe Two-Face is still okay, you know? After Batman went in there. Did you see Batman come out? Yeah. Did you see Two-Face?
Now we're just heading over all of this. There's a lot of sort of meaningful collectibles along the way. Well, there's balloons you can hit with your batarangs, but I'm not doing any of those. Just sticking to the main story, beelining it straight to the end. And in this sequence here was when I realised that I will not be getting the grapnel boost upgrade, which makes traversing the city an absolute treat. So instead I'm sort of self-inflicted misery, really. Anyone remember the augmented reality challenge that takes place just up ahead? Diving into that tunnel. I remember in 2011, I think I was in the 9th grade at the time. Probably stuck on that AR challenge for about a good 30 minutes. Pretty embarrassing stuff. So you want to come up onto this little tower on the steel mill, and then you'll start this dialogue sequence, and then magically we will have an opening from the main chimney. Yes, that will wrap it up for the first part of this walkthrough, guys. Please subscribe. See you in the next episode. Hello there. Welcome back to the Common Man's walkthrough for Batman Arkham City on hard difficulty with no upgrades and no damage as we enter the steel mill from part 1 and we make our way downwards towards the Joker, putting out some of the obstacles in our way with some water, as you see here. Now we're making our way towards the Joker and Harley Quinn, and we're going to have a couple fights in this video that are quite annoying, but if you sort of stay with them, employ the masterful and quite overpowered tactic of jumping over your enemies with the XX button combo, the Vault as I like to call it, you'll be just fine. So just want to spray some explosive gel here, get through the floor, and experience a nice little cut there from me. I actually got damaged in this part, not that you'll ever see, but I got damaged in this part from some hot steam coming out of these pipes. Very annoying, so be quite careful, take your time in this section. As you can see, flames coming out of these random pipes for some nice little first person action here. Going to make our way through these tunnels and solve some light puzzling so we can get through these grates. This sort of sets up further batarang puzzles throughout the game. Pretty simple stuff, but yes, they do get quite complex once the Riddler gets involved later on in the game, as you'll see. We're in part 2 now, and you know, that level up touchpad prompt does not get any less annoying. So I want to start the first of 2 fights, I believe, in this sequence. This one's just against a venerable army of normal thugs. I'm going to put the beat down on each of them. One of the tactics I would employ if you're going for this sort of challenge playthrough or just trying to make your way through the game is using the beatdown, which is performed by stunning them with circle or B if you're on Xbox, and then mashing the square or X button. This does a couple things. It stuns that enemy for a beatdown and immediately prompts another enemy to come and attack you if anyone's still standing up. So you can sort of familiarize yourself with that pattern and sort of act accordingly. That should get you out of most strife. And be careful when you're returning to the beatdown after countering the enemies. Make sure to always press square, or like a mashing square, for the strikes, and do not try jump over them because you'll go into the aerial move and almost definitely get hit, which is Cape Stun XX. So do not do that. Moving now into the assembly line, and as you can see here, if you try go through this front door, Batman will sort of refuse, and you'll see 3 armed men trained at the door. So we're going to have to go through the assembly line itself. We'll just come around here and take them out from behind with silent takedowns. Quite the location Science Industries steel mill. For those Batman Arkham Origins fans, this is a very familiar location. Probably one of the missteps of that game, reusing assets from Rocksteady's, one of Rocksteady's greatest games. It's like, come on guys, make your own sort of way in the world. We're now in the smelting chamber for our first Predator encounter proper. This one's pretty simple, even on hard difficulty. Just very simple silent takedowns here, as long as you sort of utilise detective vision. I'll try not to use it too much throughout the playthrough. Don't want everyone to be looking at wall hacks the entire time. But yes, one by one, the Predator rooms in this walkthrough will be without being seen. So getting that unseen bonus from the challenge maps, we'll be applying that here. Use the knockout smash on that guy just to prompt them to leave that room.
I'll go check it out.
Knockout smash is performed square, and typical lure tactic if you played City onwards. Now this guy's left his friend, big mistake. Take him out and move on to the window for a window takedown. I was thinking of going for the vent takedown there, but very stylish, the vent takedown, if you're up for that. Now we rescue our friend here and get the remote electrical charge. Not an upgrade, just a piece of equipment given to me, so I will be using that to progress the story. Just want to use it on the door on the left here. This is the first of many new gadgets in this game. It's pretty cool once you, well, I won't be using it, but once you unlock the special ability upgrade for the electrical charge, it has, if you use it during a combo, it's capable of stunning multiple enemies. It looks quite cool as well.
Okay, then you stand in front.
Why, you chicken?
One thing I do like about these games is the dialogue between the thugs. It is absolutely hilarious. You might find their IQ in the local, I don't know, they're just daft. Definitely school dropouts, not the smartest guys. And then Batman comes along, hospitalizes them for life. Quickly take out those four. Pretty simple stuff. And make our way back to the room where Harley sort of sealed us off. We're going to use the electrical charge to get back in. We can use the door now that it's not protected. This is still likely the tutorial section. It will prompt you to sort of scan in Riddler trophies that you're not able to access just yet because you don't have the right gadgets. But yes, go ahead and use the remote electrical charge on this massive generator here. Try shoot Harley. No. Guess not. Now we'll move into one of the more annoying fights in the game, and that is with Mr. Hammer here. Him and his twin brother gotta be the most annoying fights, or some of the most annoying fights in this game, simply because I am neutered and cannot use the most overpowered upgrade in the game, which is critical strikes, if you're wondering. I might dive into that, why that is, in the next video. But yes, you're completely on the defensive. There's no offense here. You sort of have to take out all of his lackeys first. That's probably the way I do it if you're going for this challenge run. Simply because getting anywhere near this guy without the bat swarm technique is absolutely, you know, the wrong move. You're going to take a lot of damage. But yes, that looks pretty simple, but quite a few retries there, and quite a lot of cut footage. Now we can finally sort of unravel the Joker's plans there. We've fallen for the old Joker gag, and he's captured Batman. So naturally, we're putting us in a bit of suspense. We're going to switch over to some Catwoman gameplay. So this is the first time we see her out in the open world, and we get to experience her traversal mechanic. I don't know how I feel about it really. It feels good when you're sort of precise with your movements, but the punish for not sort of being in rhythm is quite harsh, And I guess, yeah, adds a little sort of skill to the traversal.
She lives somewhere near here.
So what? How does
Quite annoying as Batman doesn't really have any skill associated with his traversal, but yeah, I guess they went for that in this. One thing I noticed about Catwoman is they changed her outfit in Return to Arkham. It's a bit blue in some spots where the original game it used to have
It's good to be home.
just the black suit, and that was it. So here we're entering the apartment, getting some caltrops and bowlers.
Time to find Ivy. Let's hope
Quite
she's
useful
forgiven me.
gadgets. Won't be using them too much, but upcoming is the Poison Ivy's layer sort of fight, which is, I will say, I might go as far as to say, if you can do this fight without getting damaged, with no upgrades, you might as well. I think you're good for the end of the rest of the game, because nothing is more annoying than the upcoming fight here. But before that, we'll have to traverse over there and take out a few armed guards patrolling the area as well. So Poison Ivy's sort of snatched up little thugs into her green van and recruited them to her side. As I fall into the water over there. Yeah, I don't really think I like Catwoman's traversal. It's just... it's not as free-flowing as Batman's, I think. Now I'm just going to come up here. Utilize the cover and thief vision as we sneak up behind them and take them out with the silent takedown. You'll see in the bottom of the grates we can actually jump onto the ceiling of any given graded surface as Catwoman, which is pretty cool, like I'll be doing here. Yeah, super useful and a super cool mechanic of like opening up heaps of opportunities for Catwoman to be sort of stealthy, where Batman uses the shadows. All right. Thank you everyone for tuning into this episode. We'll be back shortly with part 3 and the fight from hell in Poison Ivy's lair. Hello there, welcome back. This is Shantyt once again with the Common Man's Arkham City hard, no upgrades, no damage playthrough. We're now at the, well, infamous Catwoman fight, especially if you're doing this stipulation. This fight is quite annoying. We're looking at 3 levels of Poison Ivy thugs and relentless shitty commentary from Poison Ivy as well. The amount of times I had to restart this fight was frankly embarrassing, but I'm happy to say that disaster has befallen this walkthrough. And for you keen viewers, I've actually switched up the platforms to the PC version of Arkham City Game of the Year edition. So I've abandoned the PlayStation 5 and opted to go onto the PC, simply because the PlayStation version of Return to Arkham has absolutely shat itself at this fight. When I was restarting this fight, maybe every 2 restarts or so, it would start crashing, and I'd just have to restart the entire fight from scratch. It got very annoying, and I decided to play the entire game up until this point, which was super quick. It took around like half an hour, and I've made it back to this point on the PC. And I must say, this might be a blessing in disguise. The PC version is absolutely fantastic. So you'll see that we're playing in 4K 60 FPS. You really can't ask for much else. The game still looks absolutely fantastic. Better than most games releasing in 2025. It's just a testament to how well Rocksteady optimized this game back in the day. I used to play this game on my MacBook Pro in university about 10 years ago. It's absolutely fantastic version of the game. Very well optimized even for Mac OS. So there's that fight. Quite annoying if you want to get through it, but I think the key tips there are to make sure you're always moving, especially on the third level, where Poison Ivy's plants get involved. They track you with their little projectiles, and it can get very annoying. They can hit you just as you leave a combo, or just as you finish a double A invincibility move. So yeah, want to be very careful with that. Now we thankfully return to Batman. That experience with Catwoman really soured me on the experience of playing as Catwoman. Overall, she's just a slower character. That's how she operates. Her counters are a bit slower, her special moves are a bit slower, and she has weird counter moves where she kisses random men. So, especially kissing Poison Ivy's henchmen, who clearly have some sort of brain rot going on, you know. Probably caught something during that fight, but now we're here as Batman, not kissing men, and we're just taking them out. Just clearing out the GCPD here. So we're trying to find the coldest point in Arkham City to find Mr. Freeze, who can potentially cure us of the disease that we've been infected with by the Joker. So our hunt for Mr. Freeze begins in the GCPD. Pretty simple Predator sequence with 4 henchmen outside. Take them out one by one. Your smoke pellet is your best friend there if you're struggling a bit with that one. So as we come through the door, one of my favourite Predator maps, the GCPD. The hue on Batman's cape is absolutely fantastic as you sneak in. Little trick here where you corner cover at this and you can just straight away grapple up right in front of this guy, and he never sees you. That works in all modes.
Keeping track of his crew using heartbeat monitors. He'll know each time I take someone out. I need to move quickly.
I'm going to move quietly to take out all these guys. And I'll be showing you the power of the smoke pellet in just a few seconds. So we're going to sneak up on these two coming up here, as Penguin alerts them to our presence. And here we go, smoke pellet. I believe it's enough to take out 3 people, so absolutely overpowered, and this is without any upgrades as well. I don't remember how long it lasts when you upgrade it. It is quite ridiculous. So now we go and interrogate this last henchman, and we get the location of Mr. Freeze. First time I played this game, I'm pretty sure Freeze shows up as Fries in the subtitles, but it turns out he's from some other, I think he's like German or something, so
That doesn't sound
Freeze sounds like Freeze. Maybe I should say Freeze more.
Alfred.
Just skipping some dialogue here with Circle. Well, now B, as you'll see on the PC controls. This is probably a good outcome for the walkthrough, because now I can play around with mods. Maybe a slightly unique playthrough for me after all these years. I've never played through it on the PC. Originally, the PC I built was made to play all of the Arkham games in 4K 120 frames. That was the sole purpose of the PC, and glad we're putting it to work here on Arkham City. So now we're just going to glide across the city, just split up this section here as we make our way through to the museum where penguins hold up. he's captured Mr. Freeze, so gonna make our way over there. Lots and lots of side missions I'm passing through here, but won't be engaging in any of those in this playthrough. Of course, please leave a comment if you want to see anything specific. But now we will be moving to this fight outside of the museum. A lot of fun little sequences to be had in Arkham City around the map. You can literally fly anywhere and find these really memorable groups of enemies just waiting outside random places. You always remember where to find them. It's always good for a good fight after the story's over. I was pondering a topic for this part of the walkthrough, as we're going from A to B, pretty simple stuff. I was wondering, Shantyt, what gives you the right to make an Arkham City walkthrough? And I thought I'd briefly go over my experience with the Arkham franchise and maybe some of the highlights. None of the lowlights.
This is Penguin's turf, you freak. I'm gonna cut you.
Well, before we get into that, this is our first enemy variant we'll encounter in the game, Mr. Blade. We're going to completely ignore him and take him out there. Now, to counter the Blade takedown, you just need to hold triangle and pull back on the stick. And of course, if you have the Blade takedown upgrade, you have to time it nicely to take him out instantly. That was actually one of the lowlights of my Arkham history. I could never, for the life of me, figure out how to take down the Blade guys. Not until I watched a video of the challenge mode playthroughs by Excalizors, or Bruce. He uploaded a video on one of the challenge maps, and he was simply, just putting the beat down on these enemies without taking a single hit in perfect free flow, and I really wanted to learn how to do that. So I dove into his videos and really learnt what he was doing. Learnt all the intricacies of the free flow mechanic. And it really is like a ballet once you sort of get into it. There's nothing like this combat system. It is probably the best combat system in gaming. Yes, I think with this game I learnt all those things from Xcal and applied them, and I think the worst thing possible for a 9th grader happened, and I lost my save file in a corrupted PS3. It was a very bad day, and I never really went to 100% the game. I was just enjoying gliding around the city, as you do. With games back then, you only had a couple games a year or something that your parents would get you, or you could get your hands on with some spare money around. You'd sort of have to make do with one game for several months. It's not like now where you might have more cash to spend and buy anything and everything that comes out. Another showcase here of how powerful the smoke is. And I completely botch it and have to end up Batclaw disarming one of the people here in this predator. But yes, you have to sort of make do with the game you have, and you're relentlessly just exploring the city, not really looking up guides, just enjoying the game for what it is, and completely naturally finding out what it has to offer. In other words, wasting your time. But yeah, my save file got absolutely corrupted, probably like 70-something% complete. Wasn't trying to go for 100%. Straight all the way back down to 0, and I was so mad But really it was a blessing in disguise, because
Final jammer was activated.
once I restarted everything, I was determined to get 100% and get the Platinum trophy back on PS3. So I did end up doing that, and yeah, absolutely fell in love with the game all over again and experienced it in a way that I never had before by going for 100%. I wonder how that save file's doing, or that PS3 for the matter.
Penguin sounded pissed.
That would happen all the time. I think I've gone through about 3 PS3s with save files. Probably the heat getting to it, very poorly designed. And now I have one of those super slim PS3s, very reliable model. So, and definitely the ugliest as well. Sort of goes hand in hand with life as well. Most ugly people are the most reliable. Trying to impress with something. As we make our way through tunnels to find the last disruptor. I have platinumed all of the Arkham games. That's a lie. I haven't platinumed Arkham Origins. As you know, that game has an infamous multiplayer portion to it, which was frankly embarrassing for that publisher, WB Games, Montreal. Absolutely awful. And I didn't end up doing that, but I did absolutely everything else in the game. I was single player only. And yeah, even Arkham Knight, I've done all the extra DLC challenges as well. Notorious DLC list. Maybe that'll be a future walkthrough on the game. Another Predator section here. I believe here is where we can take out 3 silent takedowns with the knockout smash in 1 smoke pellet. I really don't know why they offer smoke upgrades in this game. Don't need them. Don't need them at all. Nice little flip into the last communications disruptor. This is quite the infamous Predator map, for those who remember the challenge maps on this game. One of the campaigns involves this map, and yeah, fresh hell. Absolute fresh hell on this map. I don't think I ever bothered with the Catwoman DLC for the challenge maps. She's awful enough to control as it is. You don't want to be doing Predator sections with her. It is straight torture. And if you want to see an example of that torture, I highly recommend checking out I Am Rob's Platinum playthrough of Arkham City, because he goes through the absolute ringer trying to get those trophies down, the DLC trophies for this game. It is not for the faint of heart, and it does sort of make you question your ambitions in life. Yeah, it's not like I couldn't do it. It's just I have absolutely no interest in putting myself through that for DLC trophies nonetheless. Not even a platinum tried to it. Them thugs out here have magically respawned. They've regained their consciousness after the last encounter. I'm going to go ahead and take him out once again. The same sort of tactics are used in every fight here. Being that we don't have any upgrades at all, we want to rely heavily on the beatdown. We want to rely heavily on the special combo attack, so circle triangle. That wasn't afforded to us in the Arkham Asylum game without an upgrade. So we are blessed here with a free takedown. I believe you could only throw or something in Arkham Asylum. It was not too useful, and you're also blessed with free flow gadgets, so you can use your Batarang and your Batclaw. And any other gadgets you get as well.
Wearing body armor.
Another thing to note, back in 2011 when I first played this game,
Penetrate his
that
defenses.
ridiculous dinosaur scared the absolute shit out of me. Now here we get another specialised henchman. He's wearing some body armour. Nothing new to us though, we'll be using the beatdown on him once again. Only way to do damage to him is to do beatdowns, or alternatively you can attack everyone else around him and take him down with the special circle triangle takedown. And of course for PC I'm going to have to get used to saying B and Y. Although I did see a mod for this game that gives you PlayStation buttons on the controller, so I might download that so it can keep it consistent. Rather excited about
A remote-controlled batarang can hit switches
going
that
back to the PC version, because I think a lot of the textures are a lot better in this version. There's no weird cape textures for Batman, and there's also no colour alterations to Catwoman's suit. And yes, the 60 FPS is unbelievable. That other game is, I think, is absolutely awful in the way it eats your inputs. I think the frames per second are like alright, they're locked 30, but I think the frame timing must be off or something. Absolutely awful. It's absolutely horrendous to play. And would eat your inputs. I don't think I mentioned in the first video of this walkthrough that it would eat your inputs sometimes, and you'd get hit as a result. And nice clean 60 FPS, that's not happening really at all. For example, that Catwoman fight took me maybe 20 goes, restarts, trying to do it on PlayStation, but had it on the second go on PC. Very frustrating. Here we're coming up to another challenge map, one of my favourites. This is actually the map that XCal did that video on, so shout out Bruce. I was absolutely amazed at what he was doing. He was doing the bat swarm, stunning everyone, constantly putting the hurt on the Titan, and using all the free flow gadgets at his disposal, and he just wasn't losing combo either. So there's that fight, perfectly free flowed for you. 63 combo, not too bad. Can't get too high since we don't have the critical strikes, which effectively double your combo. So we'll get through that one. Might look like an intimidating fight, but it's super easy. There's no specialised thugs in that one, so triangle's your best friend there. Just take your time picking them apart. Now we're thrown into the mix with a Titan enemy as well. Quite annoying. I highly recommend just what I'm doing here, which is taking out everyone else so you can deal with the Titan on its own. Because there is no... typically the Titan takes 3 rounds of you having to ultra cape stun him. But if you actually take out everyone else around him, you can get away with doing it once. So if he's the only enemy, you can literally get away with, well, not fighting him at all. It's not very fun to fight. It kind of slows down the pace. His little rush attacks aren't too fun to use as you're swatting random enemies. So here, as you can see, much easier to deal with. He's on his own, and there he goes, straight down. I did have to break combo in the middle there just to put in another vault, so I wouldn't get hit.
I found Penguin.
And Mr. Freeze, have you located the cure yet?
I do not want to think about
The
a
situation
perfectly free-flowed playthrough, I reckon. Maybe we can do that as the only challenge on Arkham Origins or something on the next playthrough. Could be pretty fun. So, upgrades allowed. All I'd need is critical strikes, really. try free flow every single fight. And those shock gauntlets in that game are absolutely hilarious. It's so broken. So after that fight, we're going to come up to the next section of the museum as we make our way towards Mr. Freeze. We'll be coming up onto the end of this part though. And the next section we'll see Mr. Hammer's dear brother. Another stupid fight without the bat swarm. As we explosive gel our way through. Thank you once again for joining me. See you all in the next one. Hello there. Welcome back to the Common Man's
The ice looks unstable.
Arkham City playthrough with no damage and no upgrades. The PC playthrough continues as we make our way through to the deeper parts of the museum, and we're just saving some GCPD cops right now. For those of you who tuned into the last video, we are actually, dabbling in some of those mods I mentioned. So, for the keen viewers, once again, this is the Arkham Asylum suit mod. So you'll see that the Arkham Asylum suit is being used here instead of the Arkham City one. That's battle damaged. Pretty good mod, I must say. They must have ripped it straight from the last game because there's literally no imperfections whatsoever. As we make our way across the ice, make sure to crouch here. I'm very used to playing this on New Game Plus where you still have the line launcher, so you can just literally just make your way through this room without even touching the ground. But of course, we're here on New Game on Hard, so we'll have no such amenities. There's the second GCPD officer on the right here, so you want to go right first. I made the mistake of going up to the left initially, but Batman said probably should save these freezing to death cops first, so there's that.
Stole it from Mr. Freeze.
So we're going to make our way over here. In the latest recording session, I believe disaster has struck the playthrough once again. I think my PC froze up for about 10 minutes of recorded footage, so I've missed around 10 minutes of the next sequence after the museum, but we can talk about that when we get there, I guess. But yeah, for a first playthrough on the Common Man's channel, plagued with technical inadequacy, so maybe we can fix that for the next one. I'm thinking Arkham Origins, but completely open to anything else. Been wanting to play New Vegas for a while. I think the PS3 version was not too fantastic from the reviews I've read. Yeah, we're trying to save the GCPD cops once again. They're not very good at their jobs, I feel like. A bit incompetent. Captured once again in the middle of the room, so we're going to easily just take down quite a few in a row here. The permutation in this room being that these guys now have thermal goggles, so they can see you through smoke, and they can see you up on gargoyles if you're there for too long. They'll take a quick look at you and spray you down. But obviously that's no matter. Then we can just take these guys out one by one. But yes, our favourite friend, the smoke pellet, has lost some of its competency. As we backlaw disarm that guy. It's a curious thing to note about all the sort of combat engagements in this game. If the last enemy, well, the last enemy that's left in any given combat room is always going to be more susceptible to like one hits. So just like that example, typically that backward disarm would not knock him out straight away. You'd have to ground pound him. But if he's the last one, the game says, wrap it up, and yeah, it sort of ends the encounter right then and there. So now we've found Mr. Freeze's suit. We don't really know what that's for yet, technically, but I can tell you now that it's to use the disruptor to disrupt the freeze gun that Penguin has taken from him. So now we're going to find Mr. Freeze himself.
Hello, Batman. Can you hear me? Of course you can.
All bluing from the Penguin here.
Thought you'd like a little entertainment to go along with the ice jacket.
And we'll be going into the hammer fight. The second hammer fight. This guy has a sickle. For you, historians out there, hammer and sickle, Russian brothers, it is what it is. I think you can put the two and two together. One of the great empires of all time. Nothing more. So, absolutely destroyed. And we're going to do just the same. The mean fist of the Batman is here to crush communism once again. So here we've just disabled that gate that will auto-raise. Make sure to do that before you encounter these guys. Quickly take them out. And we're into the next room. Still finding my footing with some of the cuts here, but hopefully they're not too aggressive. Put some of the spray gel on the wall here and immediately get fisted by Mr. One-Armed Man taking out his twin. Let's see what he can do to us. Once again, we're heavily neutered here because we don't have the Bat Swarm. So what I'd recommend if you do have the Bat Swarm is, and the special 5x combo, you're really not in a lot of danger at all, because you can quickly build up a 5 combo off the big guy himself, and then press the Bat Swarm combo, so that'd be square and X on PlayStation. And yeah, that stuns everyone around you, and you can immediately keep doing the same thing over and over again until the fight's over, basically. So a nice quick little free flow 60 right there. Nice and easy fight. Please do let me know if you need any specific combat tips. It's one of the great combat systems of all time. Happy to make you look good out there while you're dealing out some justice as we fly kick the air. I do like the Arkham Asylum suit. I feel like it's much more sort of detailed and bespoke, the model itself, and whereas Arkham City is more generic. But the one thing they did miss the marking is, I reckon, the cape itself. Cape doesn't really have a nice little shape to it like the Arkham City one does, and I'm sure they specifically designed that one because you're looking at it for so long when you're flying around the city. It looks really good in all the lighting, so we'll just be using the Arkham Asylum suit for this specific playthrough. One thing I forgot about when actually applying this suit was that you can enter a code, a secret, I think it's the Konami code, at the main menu, and pick any suit you want for a new game playthrough. So typically you can only pick new suits for a new game plus playthrough, and customize how Batman looks. It looks like, for those keen viewers out there, you can enter a code in and pick whatever suit you want. Look like a clown on the first way through. Alright, so we've gone back and forth. We've got the Disruptor, the Freeze Override. And we'll be moving on to take out the Penguin. I think Nolan North did a fantastic job voicing the Penguin. You really cannot tell it's him. Although you can tell it's him you can tell it's Nolan North voicing a bunch of the other thugs in this game, because they sound exactly like Mr. Nathan Drake just running around trying to cower from the bat. Making our way through the Iceberg Lounge, in for a little teethy surprise. Yeah, it's looking like the southeast coast of Australia right now. I think there's been about 3 shark attacks in the space of a week. It's quite ridiculous. So we've traversed Bondi Beach there, up into the Iceberg Lounge proper. Many fans of this place will know this is where they've sort of reshaped this room itself. The bottom floor, this is where that infamous community challenge takes place in Arkham Knight, and there is a map here on Arkham City as well. I think that was one of the DLCs or a PlayStation exclusive or something like that back in the day. But I haven't played Arkham City for the challenge map in quite a while.
I'm too far away.
So here I'm going to spam this because I don't know the range and I don't want to be ducking through the Penguin's gun once again, in case I do get hit and have to reload. Now we move on to an annoying fight with Mr. Solomon Grundy. Born on a Monday, you see. Looking quite epic there. The Arkham Asylum suit is one for the ages, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard to believe that they came up with that in 2009. Like, really amazing. Completely sort of distinct from anything from the Nolan movies. They were very popular at the time. The Dark Knight had just come out the year prior. And I think last week they had put some of the footage from the video game tie into that one. That one sort of surfaced online. And it looks completely unremarkable. What a different timeline it would have been if they had released that game instead of this one.
Let's see how much that ugly son of a bitch can take.
Yeah, kudos to Rocksteady for just sticking with the comic accurate sort of Batman and carving out their own universe. These games are now legendary because of that decision. Moving into second phase now, a bit trickier here. Funny thing about this is the checkpoint here. If you reload this, he can attack you off screen. So I spawn in immediately and get attacked. Or I'm already getting attacked or grabbed or something. So yeah, be careful not to. If you're going for the no damage stipulation, be warned. There is a sort of bullshit checkpoint here where he can just grab you while the screen is black. Yeah, don't think they really thought that one through. So phase 2 now over. We're going to finish Grundy, supposedly. A suit looking absolutely epic here. This was a really awesome fight back in the day. My introduction to Solomon Grundy. I think since then he's appeared in lots of stuff. Like I think there's some sort of variation of him in The Arrow, stuff like that. Really cool villain. Although a bit, I guess he's like Bane, except he can't talk. And it's probably better for all other purposes. So once again, we're looking to fire the quick fire explosive into these little generators or something, as we dodge the little cockroaches that seep from Grundy's arsehole, I'm sure. That's 2 out of 3. Quite generous, the hitboxes on some of these AoE attacks. They really give you really well coded, so they don't feel like the absolute bullshit. And you dodge what you think you're supposed to, for the most part. Now the fight is actually over. Now what's left is a quick little beatdown sequence. It looks like when he's actually grabbing you as well, you don't lose too much. I don't think you lose any health, so no damage stipulation met. So here you just probably want to run to one side as soon as this sequence starts with the Penguin trying to shoot rockets at you. And then of course, finally put the beat down on Mr. Cobblepot and take him out of the rest of the game. Now we're reunited back with Mr. Freeze. And now, to actually synthesize the cure for the disease, Mr. Freeze has told us that we need to bind the cure to human DNA.
Oh, wait a minute. I
So,
found in Ra's al Ghul's blood. Okay, Bruce, I guess you need to go after him. But please,
yeah, the
stay
key is in
focused.
Ra's al Ghul's
Don't let
blood,
her
so we're going to go
get
find
away
him.
again.
And to do that, we're going to follow a trail of blood from one of the League of Shadows assassins. Do they call it League of Shadows in this, or is that just the Nolan Batverse rubbing off on me? The League of Assassins, Alfred says right there. League of Assassins, not the League of Shadows. You know, members of the League of Shadows, being as Bruce once was, you know, he's completely sort of adept at chasing these guys down. So, much like I am, I know exactly where this blood trail leads, because you can quite easily see it in detective mode. So glide over here where I am going, and here it is. Here's the end of the blood trail. Rather than doing shitty traversal across the city, here's the end of the trail. So just come right here and scan these bandages. Whilst she takes a cheap shot in the back and runs away. I feel like she probably could have just killed Batman right there. Like, what is that? Anyway,
way to find Rage is to get a tracker on that.
we're going to
get in close.
chase this one down and put a tracker on her. And this leads into like a very surprising moment. When I first played the game, it's the first appearance of Mr. Robin. I believe this iteration is Tim Drake, and it's sort of the first member of the Bat family that we sort of see, apart from obviously talking to Oracle all throughout the first game and whatnot. So yeah, it really chose to expand their universe here, and they did it really sensibly. It's not too much of a big deal. It's sort of short and sweet, and obviously sets up his upcoming DLC in this game. We're coming up to the disaster now, so we've used the tracker, and now we can track the assassin back to the hideout, which is way deep underground. And this is where we see a sort of tonal shift in the game, and really gets a bit dark and sort of mysterious, and you think some shit's really about to go down with the bat. So we're just going to traverse all the way over here. Follow the beacon, and it's going to lead us to the underground sort of entrance, which there is a cool little Killer Croc Easter egg in there if you want to get sidetracked. And you'll see here I've switched back to the normal suit as well. Just over multiple play sessions. I think the Arkham Asylum, I think Rocksteady did make the right call. On the actual cape itself, huge difference to how it looks while you're going through the game. So here we are. You can jump straight down. You can ignore the other armed guards all around there. Run your way through this way, and we can hopefully make our way down to Wonder City. Needless line launcher there. Jump on down. And this is what the Joker henchman equivalent looked like with the beatdown armor. So he's just wearing a bunch of rubber pads on himself and dressed up like a clown. Let me take these guys out. And I think that'll be it for this part. Hello there. Welcome back to the Common Man's Batman Arkham City walkthrough. No upgrades, no damage, as we find ourselves in Wonder City. So if you missed the last episode, catastrophe continues, and we've lost about 3.5 minutes of gameplay as I've made my way to this challenge room here, the Predator challenge room. But pretty straightforward. Just use the newly obtained line launcher and get yourself here. Those of you keen viewers might notice my health bar's a bit low. Glad to report that's not from any damage taken at all. That's in fact mandatory damage in this section of the game, as Batman chokes on the cock of Mr. Freeze, sorry, not Mr. Freeze, on the disease that Joker gave him. So we're going to be losing health steadily around this part of the game, and unfortunately there's nothing we can do about it. It's all mandatory damage. So you definitely want to keep an eye out on your health bar as you traverse through this section, because you obviously cannot take as much physical damage, whether that be from the combat scenarios or Predator rooms like this. So that Predator room right there was the first instance of someone using the jammer. So that's that big antenna sort of device coming across someone's back, one of the thugs, and that completely jams the detective mode.
Of course you're sure. Why would he do that?
The game and the developers have clocked our over-reliance on that mode quite the cheese, and they've finally sort of put in a counter towards it. And they've really thought of everything in the Predator sequences in this game. There's not much else that sort of comes in brand new after this. Like even in Origins and Arkham Knight, there's not too much that's brand new. They've really sort of perfected the Predator challenge rooms, and those of you who have played the challenge maps and campaigns know that for sure. Here we have some more mandatory damage, very fun. Thank you, game. Just reaffirming that it does not sort of breach our no damage stipulation for this walkthrough. Here, I think this is one of the first instances where you'll fight these fucks. The most annoying enemies in the game, the ninjas. They're super fast. Their blue attack is super fast, and their blade dodge takedown is faster. Even faster. Like you have to perform the blade dodge takedown, you have to be pretty sort of keyed in to how they're moving. Even just dodging by holding triangle backwards or Y backwards is a feat in itself. And of course, not to mention that they teleport away every time you try to basic attack them. So you definitely want to build up combos and take them out as quickly as possible. They are typically the most annoying threat on the field at any given time.
Is incomplete. This is way ahead of the technology that should have been available back then.
As we traverse further throughout Wonder City, this is sort of where the game takes a bit of a darker turn. I remember playing this almost 15 years ago. This is where, 16-year-old me was like, what is truly happening? So Batman's losing a bunch of health. We're in this sort of mysterious olden time, golden agey sort of underground city, and everyone has deserted this place, and it's sort of a relic of old Gotham City and what could have been. And of course you have the creepy ninjas popping out of thin air, literally, as we try to scan the heads of these robots. The robots are pretty easy to spot. You can use the detective mode and make your way towards skeletal looking bodies. So once again, showing off the sort of tactics you want to use there. You want to separate these ninjas from each other, utilize the beatdown, and of course utilize the circle, triangle, or BY special takedown as well, as we make our way across to another robot who has the footage, or parts of the footage of where to go. This whole section in particular I was pretty worried about because you don't know where they'll jump out from and relentlessly attack you. Here they do jump out and I immediately run away. I thought I was being smart here, but you'll see that they poof into existence wherever you go. So they're right beneath me at the moment, and then right in front of me there. And I'll just proceed to take them out swiftly. But yeah, very creepy. It's very easy to get sort of lost in here as well. There's a bunch of Riddler trophies if you're going for those. Yeah, super creepy and dark turn. And of course, this is all leading up to your first encounter with Mr. Ra's al Ghul.
Surveillance footage shows me where the assassin went. She must have been using
Of course,
the
you might
secret
know him
entrance.
from
I need to
the
find
hit 2005 movie Batman Begins, where he's called Ra's al Ghul and played by Liam Neeson, one of the great villains of the Bat. And I think in that movie, I don't think he mentioned sort of the Lazarus Pit. So in this one, we will be definitely hearing about the Lazarus Pit and seeing what it can do. Creepy moment there for the first time I played this. That ninja pops out of nowhere, and you have to be pretty quick with the counter to slot her sword into the key. Do not blow up that wall. That was a sort of mishap on my part. Just continue on down here. Don't go too close to that mine on the ground there, but yeah, we'll make our way up this ladder. Another mandatory health drain sequence here as Bruce Wayne's parents call us into the afterlife. They should have given us the option to sort of succumb to death and disease, but I think that's a little preview of what's going to happen later in the game.
We missed you so much.
Really interesting story here, and sort of seeing what actually haunts
We need you to
or
do it.
is alluring about death to the Batman.
Bruce, can you hear me? Your vitals, they're dropping. It's like they're in free fall. You need
As
to
we
find
lose
whatever you're
more
looking
armor
for now.
and health, we're basically
How long have I
naked
got?
to the outside world. A strong breeze could knock over Batman, so we're going to limp to the finish line here. Pretty slow gameplay.
Tell me what you want me to do. What do I get Robin to do? You know, if you don't.
But yeah, at the time of playing, all of this dialogue was super suspenseful. Oracle asking about what the sort of Nightfall protocol would be. What happens if the Bat dies? Very interesting stuff, especially if you've watched a few movies, a few of the animated series as well. And here we are, limping to the finish line, meeting our friend Talia al Ghul.
Thousands of warriors have fallen in
Lots of
pursuit
ninjas
of
around
evil.
here. Luckily, they won't
Would-be
attack you.
successors have proven to be nothing more than children battling the enormity
We're going to
of
continue to
creation.
limp our way to the elixir of life.
Nothing can prepare you for what comes next. Destiny will decide your fate.
I was actually quite worried about this section.
I have heard these
A lot
words
of
100
ninjas and
times. Let us hope you are
of
correct.
course, the Ra's al Ghul boss fight coming up. It's one of the harder fights in the game, mostly because it involves a lot of movement, and of course Batman's movement is not too great when you're out of free flow, so it relies on the AA button presses and stuff like that. So here we'll be taking our first upgrade of the game.
Good. Feel the blood of the demon course through your veins, restoring
A little bit of psychedelics. Why not, as they say.
Your next task is simple. Follow
Very
me.
odd part of the game. Sort of akin to the Scarecrow sequences back in Arkham Asylum,
And you will die.
except they've really expanded upon it, and it wasn't sort of then it doesn't really overstay its welcome at all. So here we want to utilize the dive bombs and things like that to avoid touching anything at all. Just like Ray said there, that if we touch anything at all on the way, we will sort of evaporate and you'll have to try the section again. A lot of this part very annoying because once again you are faced with some ninjas on some of these platforms. So just follow this sort of blue ephemeral looking line and yeah, use the dive bombs as necessary to gain some height. And we have to face some enemies off here. Weirdly, the sort of the color matching the environment, the yellow counter symbol turns orange, so do watch out for that.
Are you the one I have searched for, detective? The one to succeed me?
Remember first playing this, you don't really see what he looks like. He's sort of a ghost, and it's not until later that his true form is revealed. It's very sort of, it creates a lot of intrigue when playing through the game. Really well done. Here, if you're in New Game Plus and have some upgrades, you can activate the shockwave attack once you land there. Pretty good times. Once again, more of an obstacle course to make our way through. Another fight I'm pretty worried about after this was the Mr. Freeze fight. So I'm going to have to sort of, I'm about to record that portion of the game. I'm pretty keen to find out if we can actually do that without any upgrades. Because of course that fight relies on Batman utilizing every sort of technique in the book. So I'm keen to sort of see if the developers even thought about that, you know? Is it sort of mandatory to have some extra kit up your sleeve? Here is a very annoying fight, can be very prone to making stupid mistakes. There are 4 of them. This is the most we've had to fight at once so far, so just take it slow, utilize the AA and jump over them to neutralize any incoming attacks. And as soon as you build up the 8 combo, definitely use it to take them out. These guys are super resilient. Here we are, last guy. Remember on the last people as well, you can, it won't work on the ninjas, but the regular thugs, you can definitely utilize the batarang and any other sort of quick fire gadget that isn't the electrical charge. You'll just knock them straight out. Finally, we can sort of go into the final vortex here. As Batman glows orange there for some reason. So now we've landed. As I said, it doesn't overstay its welcome. A short little psychedelic sequence, which typically I hate, but I think that one is done really well. There's no sort of weird, blurry, slow-moving sections. But a lot of games sort of make you painfully make your way through those sections, which I don't really understand, because sort of designing that sort of works perfectly the first time through, perhaps, and you can sort of enjoy it. But on a second playthrough, which you obviously want your audience to play your game as much as they want, or especially in games that have New Game Plus, you want them to play it again. They're not really sort of considering a second playthrough, and just every time has to be super sort of slow, and the boredom really stacks up. So here we have the Ra's al Ghul fight. Stepping into this one, I was pretty wasn't looking forward to this because of the random nature of the electrical charge sequence. But I managed to do this on the first go, so it's all going to be no cuts here from me. No, Shantyt has really delivered on this part of the walkthrough. Again, utilising the tips before, build up slowly the combos and utilise them to take out all of the enemies. You really don't want to be messing around with those guys for too long, so end the fight as soon as you can. And here we have the remote electrical charge sequence, so we want to quick fire that. My tactic is basically just to spam it, not really focusing on timing. Yeah, you can get there's just so much stuff going on the screen, so you can just sort of wing it and spam the remote electrical charge while dodging all the things he throws at you. So in this part he's going to chuck some shuriken at you whilst 3 blades come up from the ground, and I believe in the next part he's going to be slamming his big silly sword down on top of us, which we can easily dodge. Very cool sequence here as we get snapped back into reality, and we get a big talking to from Talia.
Take his blade, kill him.
Really loving the Ra's al Ghul design here. Absolutely beautiful.
You know I can't do that, Talia.
Those green tattoos really sell the fact that he's sort of supernatural, and of course his age of more than 600 years sells that too. So there you just want to spam the triangle button. Lots of spamming in this fight. Very forgiving, even on the hardest difficulty. Gives you a free 20 times combo, and so you can utilise the circle, triangle, or B and Y special attack to take out one of these many ninjas. Very annoying. A lot of these guys, so you want to be pretty careful. This is sort of prepping yourself for the boss fight at the end of the game. No spoilers, as discussed in the earlier part. No future spoilers. So you can just sort of get the practice in for this one. Luckily we do have all our health back now, so we don't have to be too worried. But of course this is no damage, so a lot of utilising the jump and A. And we want to utilise our iframes, our invincibility frames. That are given to us. We can't get hurt. They're given to us when we're using the special combo or we're jumping over enemies. Because Ra's is going to sort of morph into one of the bodies of his thugs here and try and catch us off guard as well. So nice little 60 combo here. Lots of jumping around. Almost done. This is the longest sort of section of this fight. Lots of things to sort of deal with here. Keep an eye out. And he does that attack, the charging attack, pretty often. So you definitely want to be aware of that. Moving now into the final phase of the fight. He's completely surrounded by those little men around him. Just like he likes it. So he's going to do a combo of the shuriken and the sword as well. And this time there's going to be 5 swords coming at you. So just want to pretty simply go back and forth, jumping left and right. It's actually pretty generous even on the hard difficulty. And of course spam the electrical charge where you can. Just hoping that some of the balls get through. So as you can see, I think spamming it works quite well. No need to sort of do anything too complex. Really great fight here. Really amazing on the first time through. Just don't really know what to expect, and sort of making it through and defeating one of the great Batman villains. There it is, very cinematic. And now additionally we're going to be performing one more sequence just to
Listen to me,
finalise the
detective,
fight.
and listen well. You will
The man's
kill
pretty
me.
spry
You
for
lead
600
the
years old.
assassins, because if you do not join us, I will kill the only person you have ever loved.
Big call there from Raish. Only person Bruce Wayne has ever loved. That's crazy. And here we had access to the reverse batarang. Probably one of the cooler looking gadgets in this one. Pretty useful in the Predator rooms because you can make enemies think that an attack came from a direction that it didn't. So we're just going to chuck it at Raish. Get our little achievement in the bottom right there from Steam. And continue on.
Where the hell have you been? I thought you were dead.
So we've manufactured,
disappoint you.
we've got Raish's DNA, and we need that to manufacture the cure back of the GCPD.
What's going on?
Where, of course,
Raish and his
in the next
forces are
part,
based
we'll be
underneath Arkham
fighting
City,
Mr. Freeze.
extracting some kind of naturally occurring
Thanks,
chemical
everyone.
he's called Lazarus.
Hello there. Welcome back to the Common Man's walkthrough of Batman Arkham City. This is Shantyt, and we're right back into the walkthrough after a bit of a hiatus, if you're still watching along from the last episode. And we're finding ourselves in the GCPD lockup against what might be one of the greatest boss fights ever made. So this is against Mr. Freeze, Mr. Victor Freeze. He's all suited up now in his full sort of final form, and he's not going to hand over the cure for us. So he's going to attack us instead, and now you're left with, facing him one-on-one. Now, I thought I'd go into why this is one of the greatest boss fights in all of gaming. It's got to be top 10 for sure. And in anyone's sane mind, it's top 3. Because what this boss fight forces you to do is to use every single sort of Predator move known to Batman. And you can use a subset of these in the playthrough we're doing now. So this is going to be obviously our hard walkthrough on not New Game Plus, so just New Game. And in this mode, you can actually use a subset of the Predator moves to take this guy down. Obviously, with having no upgrades, only a few are available to us, but it's definitely enough to take out the entire health bar, as you'll see in the walkthrough. So, if you wanted to find a list of all the moves available to Batman, you can sort of press the upgrade button. That's now missing from the screen for some reason, for the first time ever. That annoying tab button, and you can see all of his moves that you can upgrade along the way. We're talking about probably around 20 takedown moves. So at this point in the game, you'll have to sort of rely on that list and your own knowledge of how to take down Mr. Freeze in different ways without him seeing you. And of course we are doing this no damage, so as per the stipulations of this walkthrough. And so that means that we're going to have to be extra stealthy and sort of take him out where he doesn't expect. It's a nice shake-up from the typical boss fights you'd see in this game, which are largely combat focused. But yeah, really taps into your knowledge and sort of brings a meta part of it. So you have to look outside of the game, you have to sort of look into all the menus and stuff like that. And when you actually eventually go into New Game Plus, I believe it's on any difficulty. I don't think New Game Plus actually has a difficulty. If you go into any difficulty on New Game Plus, you have to use every single move. Every single one. So there's no getting away around it. You have to literally go through the entire list and use every single move on this big tin can and take him out. So yeah, as you've seen throughout this video, we've used a few of them. So we've used the sort of window takedown from standing on the other side of a window on the ground floor. We've used a ledge takedown where we just saw that as he comes through the doorway, we just take him out with our legs. Before, there was some environmental stuff where he walked into a little electrical pool, electrified pool of water, and slowly but surely we're taking his health down. We're near the end here, but as I scramble to find another way to take him out. So each time you take him out in one of these unique methods, he counters them, so you can't use the same move twice. So that's what really makes this boss fight really unique. So you're sort of locked out of the easy mode methods of taking him out, or constantly silent takedowning. I have downs, so might not use that again. Well, using silent takedown over and over again. He'll actually start, as you can see on him now, if you can look at him a bit closely, you can't sneak up on him anymore. He's got ice projectiles coming out his ass. So he's completely prevented you from going towards him and sneaking up on him. So we have to find unique new methods to take him out. We're on to the last one now, but you'll see that even things such as using detective vision, if you overutilize that, he's going to disable your detective vision and bring in a jammer device as well. So that's the sort of those sort of traits that make this boss fight so great. Like, he's adapting to everything you're doing. You have to use every single thing at your disposal. And yeah, if you really want a true test of your skill, you'd want to go into this blind in New Game Plus and see if you can remember all the different ways, and in a way become the Bat yourself. But yes, very interesting. Now I think we're waiting for one more opportunity to take this guy out. I believe I'm looking for a takedown from above, and we're going to get that here on him. Remember a few playthroughs ago, maybe a few years ago, I forgot that you not only need to do the takedown, but you also need to beat him down after every single one. Now he's dead, and you see this weird punching action from the Batman. But obviously you realise that he's only doing that, taking that weird angle to punch him in the face so that he can obscure the camera angle, and the Joker appears there, sort of indicating our continued delusion as a result of this disease. So yeah, Batman just picked up the freeze blast and lodged it from Victor's anus, and we're going to use it to finally get past these gas pipes that you've been seeing all around the place. I think we encountered some of them in the Sionis steel mill in the first part of this walkthrough. So now you can utilise that to block those little gas exhausts and make your way through. We're sort of moving into the end game of this playthrough. We're moving into Act 3, and I think this is the tail end of Act 2. I think the Catwoman segments work to bookend each of the acts, and we'll be coming up on one of those at the end of this particular video as well. The game's going to continue sort of integrating some side quests into the main story, and that's what this is really going to be. We have to rescue Miss Vicky Vale from the people that, well, they've taken snipers to her head, so I'm going to take them all out. Not sure of the journalistic, sort of intention here. I mean, why would you, as a news anchor, go into this city that's been turned into a prison full of the, for the criminally insane? Why would you go in here just to get a story? I think she's obviously, a bit of attention seeking, clearly, just to be saved by the bat. So we're going to make our way over here, double take down these two snipers, and we will make our way over to Miss Vale. I think in the comics and stuff she's another love interest of Bruce Wayne. But yes, we'll be abandoning her here for the remainder of the playthrough. There you get to see a brief glimpse of the Mad Hatter. One of the better side quests. They're all really good, really, but they're all got their unique sort of paradigms and play styles. But the Mad Hatter is definitely the most unique. You get sent into Wonderland. Obviously, for the purposes of this walkthrough, we'll only be sticking to the main missions. So I've sped up the footage here. We're making our way back to the steel mill. And this time, Joker's actually got snipers post up, well, pretty much everywhere. So be careful. Just, yeah, make your way through slowly. I think it's pretty generous, the line of sight. So if you do get sort of seen by the snipers, what are you doing? Your own fault there, really. I'm going to quickly take out all these guys. We're going to take the back door. Joker's back alley is open for us to enter. And we're going to complete this next Predator section. Nothing too hard about this Predator section. I think you should be freshly brushed up on your Predator skills from that Mr. Freeze fight. Yeah, we're just going to make our way over. I clearly struggled with this as I get, I think I get a bit stuck here. But yeah, I remember sort of experiencing that Mr. Freeze boss fight for the first time. I thought it was absolutely genius. Like, you think you can sort of go into it using your cheap, regular Predator moves, because most people playing this game don't really care for the Predator sections, just simple silent takedowns and inverted takedowns and things like that. But yeah, going into that, it was quite amazing, like seeing that they would actually react to what you use, like exactly what you use as well. Each type of takedown is catered for and counted. As I mess up the silent takedown on two of these dudes. But no matter, we're going to slowly but surely take these guys out. Also utilising the freeze blast in this section, I believe, as well. If you don't know the newly acquired freeze blast, as he sees me there, ridiculous. But yeah, you can pretty handily take out all these guys. And yeah, the freeze blast is absolutely fantastic. Quite OP throughout all of the Arkham games. I believe a variation of this is also present in the next game, Arkham Origins. It's the glue grenade. But yeah, it has the same effect. You can take down anyone as soon as you sort of hit them with it, if you freeze them. And if you sort of do any sort of action to them, as soon as you freeze them, they'll go immediately onto the ground. So you can sort of use that known quantity to plan out your tactics, especially on hard difficulty. Now we're moving into the sewers in the back alley. We're moving through by making little icebergs for ourselves in the water here. This part's a bit weird, I think, because yeah, Batman's just talking to Oracle the entire time. A lot of expositionary dialogue, and we're sort of the entire revelation that is Protocol 10 that we've been hearing about since the start of this game is revealed through the intercom with Oracle. I don't know how I feel about that. Probably not the greatest gameplay device to deliver that revelation through. But yeah, that's sort of how we know we're in the end game, and like combat takes a significant ante up in this section as well. It's quite a lot harder. as you'll see closer to the end of this video. But yeah, you want to slide in here. Some really great sort of set piece moments. You saw the setup there for the glide takedown through the window there. So yeah, just make your way through here. This is a pretty funny section. If you can actually, there's these two guys are actually talking to another one of the thugs that have been strung up by that little crane machine. And you can actually, he's still hung up there. You can actually talk to him and, you know, save him as well. But as soon as you save him, he comes and when you're trying to blow up that wall with the explosive gel that we did with right there, he's going to actually come up behind you and try to punch you in the back of the head. And I'm pretty sure it's mandatory damage as well, because you can't actually avoid it at all. So sort of speaks to the poor philosophy here of the Batman. You know, does good thing, expects these deranged people to change, and gets sort of his no damage stipulation voided for it as well. So we won't be doing that. Wish there was an option on the crane to sort of drop him into the vat of lava, whatever it is. So yeah, here another one of these funky looking battering segments. So we're clearing this off. So yeah, now we know what Protocol 10 is, and that is to turn the guards onto every criminal that's been housed in Arkham City, which means like killing everyone inside the city. Not a bad plan by Mr. Hugo Strange, or Dr. Hugo Strange. But as we'll see, it's not quite his plan either. Always watch out for this bit, everyone. I think on my first playthrough I got hit by this bitch who was trying to, you know, beat me with a bat. If I had my way, I'd do the circle beat down on her, but we're going to leave her alone for now. On to the next Predator room here. Yeah, I always found that pretty funny that there was two Doctor Stranges across Marvel and DC. Wonder who came first. Probably have to look that up. Pretty simple stuff here. In these advanced Predator rooms, you probably don't want to take out more than 2 people per smoke grenade. Just to play it safe. And this particular challenge room is where they're going to unveil their capacity to hold mines. They've got proximity mines on their bodies and they're placing them all throughout. So proximity mines will be disarmed either by the disruptor or by an enemy's proximity to them. So you're safe if there's an enemy nearby, even if they're unconscious. So plan accordingly. And they're also still, all of them are still live even after the Predator encounter. So I've definitely been hit by them numerous times by just walking around after I've taken out everyone. Very annoying. But yeah, like right there, you have to bypass this one by going around. But yeah, for that one, for that particular proximity mines threat, I think the disruptor upgrade is particularly good. Obviously we cannot use that, but yeah, you can detonate them right next to thugs for free knockdowns. Makes Predator rooms quite trivial. You can also explode the guys that actually put them down as well, which is quite funny. In this section I actually couldn't figure out what the actual right way to do this was, so I just remote bataranged this guy with a fully charged remote batarang, and I'm also going to just get across by using the line launcher. Surprised the proximity mines didn't go off, but yeah, we're just going to kick him on the way and take him out. Here's the infamous ungag Harley scene. And she says her stupid line of, you know, what do you want, B-Man? That's a classic scene. Rocksteady really cooked with this one. Just fun little scenes like that. Or fun for some people. More, you know, many a teenager probably spent a lot of time in that sequence. Many an hour. Not me. Instead, I'll be running to this area too hastily. I'm going to have to backtrack a bit here and take out these three thugs that were hiding in the back. Don't know what they were doing. But yeah, make sure you sneak up into that section there, because you might have seen the cutaway there. I did too hastily come and take out these three guys and got shot in the back by those two snipers up there. So use your detective vision, crouch up, and yeah, hold the R1 button there so you can hang them on the ledge. That's a little movement tick there for you. Holding R1 makes you hang on the ledge. And then R1 holding X or A will let you roll into the grapple point as well. Now we move into what might be maybe the second hardest fight in the game. I think I can think of one more with a bunch of tiger guards coming up that could be worse. But yeah, in this one we have our Hammer friend back, Mr. Hammer of Hammer and Sickle. And we want to revert to our bread and butter here. We want to use him as our farming for the combo meter. And as soon as you have the yellow combo meter, use the circle, triangle, or B and Y special takedown on the surrounding enemies. We really don't want anyone around when we're dealing with Mr. Hammer and now a Titan. So nice little 71 combo there. I'm going to take out everyone as fast as possible. And do not engage with the Titan here. Just get out of his way, because if you leave him till last, you'll just take him out in one shot. Don't need to waste any time. On my first attempt, I was close to free-flowing this entire fight, but some bullshit happened where Mr. Hammer just, his AoE just decided to hit me. You know, it's really hit or miss. We really want to abuse in this fight the capability of invincibility frames. So we want to be in that animation, the circle triangle animation, the special takedown animation to avoid any damage. Or we want to be inside the invincibility frames of a counter. So when you're in a counter, you can't take any damage at all. So here we are, we've taken out everyone. And now you see, this is the first time I've engaged the Titan, and he goes down in one shot. It's exactly what you want to do there. And then finish off the Joker, not with a combo takedown, because apparently he'll just counter that. They really do want you to use the beatdown feature for this one.
Are we not done yet, Ivy? I told you that leaving the flowers wasn't my fault. You know it.
Now that signals the end of Act 2, I believe.
Said you would water them.
Which puts us into some Catwoman traversal. So yeah, we're now going to make our way over to, I believe there's a safe under Arkham City with a bunch of confiscated items, and we're just going to make our way there for the cat thief to have her way with whatever's in there. Quite selfish. Well, we'll see in the next episode whether she's truly selfish or not, because the Batman, at the end of the previous cutscene, as you'll sort of find out playing along, is incapacitated and yeah, down for the count. So there's an upcoming morality checkpoint for Catwoman. Do you save the bat or not? Who knows? So here, just some pretty straightforward combat here to just get into the treasure trove. So thanks everyone for watching. We'll catch you in the next one, where we go into Act 3. Hello there. Welcome back to the Common Man's Batman Arkham City walkthrough, completed with no upgrades and no damage. So we're back here in the second final part of this video, in Act 3, in one of the worst Catwoman sections
Is this a drill?
ever conceived by Rocksteady. The only thing worse than this section might be the sort of epilogue sequence with Two-Face, but thankfully we're just completing the game and not doing the epilogue, so you can look forward to not watching that if you've been following along so far. So here we've switched to Catwoman, we've traversed all the way through the city, and now we're in the vault space, just taking out the guards. And to those familiar with these sections, Catwoman's stealth is notoriously bad, just really slow. It has to be really methodical lest you get absolutely destroyed by guns. And anyone who's played that Two-Face section at the very end will know what I'm talking about. Absolutely disgusting scenes when you have to play as Catwoman, man. It is absolutely terrible. And for those really wanting to, you know, poke needles in their eyes, there's of course the Catwoman challenges on this game. One of the great notorious trophy sets. You know, you can see people like I Am Rob playing through that and absolutely hating it. So it's just not fun, man. Like, actually not fun. And I still to this day have not, I think I did them perhaps on PS3. I don't really remember. I mean, I feel like if I had completed them, I would remember. So, yeah, to this day, I don't think I've completed any of the Catwoman challenge maps apart from the combat ones, because they're just not fun. And if you're not having fun, what are you doing? And there's not even a sort of platinum behind it either, so not really going to bother with those DLC trophies. So yeah, making our way through that stealth section there. Yeah, tips for that mainly are relegated to take your time. You know, just be slow, don't get too greedy. Had to restart that section a few times because I just got too greedy. It's just so painfully slow. So it has been successfully sort of segmented out here. And to be honest, that section is not too bad when you consider what waits for you in New Game Plus. That is fresh hell of everyone sort of on higher alert and armoured up with all the gadgets and stuff, and you're just left with Catwoman's inventory, which is garbage. So yeah, quickly dispose of these guys here as they sneak up on you, trying to rob the vault. Not really sure why they left access to this. Sort of open in the city. A vault surrounded by a city of criminals. Don't really know about that. So now we're going to make our way out towards the end of the Catwoman section, thank God. And we're faced with the selection here that I was talking about in the last video. This is a pretty cool section when you first played through. And you have actually the choice of going right to leave Arkham City with the loot, or going to help Batman to the left. Where, of course, going to continue the playthrough, unfortunately, and drop the suitcases and save Batman. Really cool sequence there. I think on my second ever playthrough, back in 2011, I did pick the right-hand path. And you get to sort of see what happens if you abandon Batman. So Batman dies, and the criminals take over Gotham City, and yeah, sort of falls into despair. I think Oracle's there reaching out for Robin's help and stuff like that. So it's actually a choice of potential consequence, and then, of course, to get the game to continue, it rewinds you dramatically back to that Catwoman choice point, and you can sort of choose again, coaxing you to choose the right path. Really inventive stuff. I would expect nothing less from Rocksteady. You love to see it. Now we're truly in the depths of Act 3, back as Batman. Really epic shot here as you come out onto the catwalk. And you see the city absolutely being under siege. So we've got choppers everywhere. We're going to go through and painstakingly scan all of the helicopters to locate the master control program. Really cool section here. Absolutely love this. I believe one of my playthroughs of this game back in the day were to literally get back to this section and complete it once again, because it was just that cool. So they cut out all of the sound in this section, so purely just diegetic sound. So nothing to hear unless it's the sound of these choppers destroying your beloved city. So you're just sort of placed into the atmosphere of the game completely, and then lo and behold, once you locate that master program out of one of these choppers, the music kicks in and it is quite epic. I might turn it up in the post-edit just so everyone can sort of hear it. Really epic moment. You know, you're sort of watching as your city that you protect is destroyed, and you finally locate the sort of cure to that, which gets you on your way into the next part. I believe it is this chopper, so I'll see you in a second.
All targets are lit. I repeat, we have multiple successful strikes, all on target. Targets are all hit.
I've got the code. I'm heading to Wonder Tower.
Good. You're doing the right thing. The code should let you intervene.
Some epic stuff right there. So now we have the code. We can enter into the final sort of sequence of the game. Well, one that's not completely filled with boss fights. So we're entering back into Wonder Tower. Bit of a pain making our way up this one, but you can. It's great level design. You can sort of feel the game closing in on you as we make our way up a literal tower to the boss, you know. So Dr. Hugo Strange is at the top here, and we're going to make our way inside. Now here we have some of the harder fights, but I don't think anything actually ended up surmounting the Joker fight with all the roller coaster dudes in the last part. So put your mind at ease. I believe you've already done the hardest fight. I mean, looking back, it's quite ridiculous that the hardest fight I personally experienced in this game for no damage was the completely optional DLC, or strictly optional, I guess, the Catwoman part with Poison Ivy, which was, I think, part 2 of this walkthrough. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, lots of things happen in the walkthrough, and I think that part was the worst because it crashed the PS5 version of the game multiple times, drove me to, you know, apparent suicide. It was ridiculous. But thankfully my old PC came in handy and we're able to continue this series. But yeah, I reckon that is definitely the fight I had the most trouble with. And it really goes to show how much of a difference performance and sort of a well-made port makes for this game. You know, on the PS5 version, a lot of eaten inputs, disgusting 30 FPS, and I think on the PC version, when I gave that fight a go, it was only 2 or 3 goes. It was ridiculous. It was so easy. Everything was smooth. So I really do feel bad for the players that are sort of stuck on the console experience, because they made an absolute mess of that port, and I'll never forgive them. So join me in blowing up their offices soon. Just kidding. We're going to resort to fisticuffs. Now we're getting pugilistic here. And this is one of the tougher fights. You think this is all you have to fight, but I think halfway through, once you take out most of these guys, a new wave come through those doors. So this is probably I'd say it's the third toughest fight in the game. But again, not too bad if you can sort of keep your wits about you. So in this section, they introduced the electric batons that were present in Arkham Asylum. So you're going to have to employ new tactics. Yeah, completely new for this walkthrough. We've never really used the AA vault over. Read sarcasm, because that's all we do. So we're going to have to utilize that, hit them from behind. So we're going to continue here, and there's that second wave coming through. Immediately take out the padded up henchmen. And yeah, shouldn't be short work of the rest of these guys. Not a bad fight by any means. Probably the most annoying combat mechanic throughout this playthrough, as we reach the tail end, has been people who throw boxes. It is, well, it might be Batman's sort of biggest weakness. A lot of restarts because of that crap, and like the weird sort of hitbox on that as well it's not really well made. Been flirting with the idea of going to Arkham Origins after this one, but when I say it's not well made here, like, I really don't know what to expect in Arkham Origins. There's a lot of broken stuff in that game, if I recall correctly. Played that one a number of times. Excuse me as I weirdly, sort of somersault incorrectly through that hole in the ground. Don't try that, just drop down. No need to be too stylistic. As we line launch our way back through this little labyrinthian section. Just need to make our way across this, jump over, and use explosive gel on the ground. And we'll find ourselves in the room of the lady we saved a couple parts ago now. Fiona Wilson, I think. Yep, Fiona Wilson. And we're going to find that Fiona's stood idly by as this room is once again infested with tiger guards. Wonder what she did, just hiding in the corner as these armed men, like cockroaches, popped up again. There you go. What a coward. Anyway, we're gonna systematically move through the room and take out the couple of snipers first. So I think there's 3 snipers in this room. So you want to take those guys out first, and also prioritize the guys with the night vision goggles on, or the heat vision, I guess, because they're so very annoying, because you can't really use the smoke pellet tactics that we usually employ, and there's a lot of mines on the ground as well. So just making our way down here. Again, be pretty careful with this one. This is probably the highest amount of hostiles we've seen in a Predator room so far. Luckily, they haven't sort of employed the ridiculous tactics present in New Game Plus. I just keep getting sort of New Game Plus flashbacks for this, for the hard mode, because, yeah, they lace all these gargoyles with explosives, so it becomes a lot harder and really test your Predator ability. But on the hard difficulty here in New Game, really not too bad at all. And there's the last one. We're going to now make our way back to this middle section, and we'll find there's an elevator there now. So we're not going down into Ra's al Ghul's section here. We're going up to see and confront Dr. Hugo Strange. So this part's pretty fucking annoying. We've got a double cryptographic sequencer event. Just put in the passcodes here. as we make our way up. Really good Metroidvania style sort of progression here, so we're revisiting and reusing areas with new sort of threats.
What do you think you are doing, Wayne? You cannot stop me.
And yeah, and I guess the story context dramatically changes for each as well. So it's really, really awesome design. And at the top of this elevator awaits another annoying fight, but pretty cool sort of entrance that Batman can make as well. Really awesome sequence here as we make our way up and see the entire city. You sort of see what's at stake. Just immaculate scripting and sort of screenplay here by Rocksteady. So that entire previous Predator room, Dr. Hugo Strange is rambling on about his plan and what he's going to do with you once he's all done. And he's sort of congratulating his workforce. Really good boss, actually. Really positively reinforcing the atrocities committed down here. I wouldn't mind working for him. Diligent man. So here we're met with 2 more stickmen and a couple of guns, so be careful, you're going to put those down pretty quickly. This sequence took a weird turn as we fight inside the elevator. Here we go. It's basically that Captain America Winter Soldier scene. But yeah, just take these guys out here. I found that Arkham City really doesn't really have a misstep in the execution of this game. Rocksteady was firing on all cylinders here, and they made this game in, what, 2.5 years? It's really impressive. What has happened to gaming? I think coming up on the channel we have a nostalgia bait video, and that'll be our series on sort of reflecting on the past and why everything's so shit now. But this franchise and Rocksteady itself is it sort of speaks to what we've seen happen. You know, this game still looks unbelievable for today, with their centerpiece of graphic design being Arkham Knight, of course, and that was released in 2015. And you see a bunch of those posts everywhere, you know, Reddit, X, Instagram, you know, 10 years it's been. 10, 11 years it's been since that game's released, and graphics haven't improved a single bit. So we're going to input maintenance here and make our way up into the service vents and make our way into one of the most horrific campaign Predator maps. Bad memories about this one in the Batman campaigns. God, but luckily in this instance they're not armed to the teeth, so really straightforward here. Nothing special going on with these guards, so you can sort of attack them in any order. Just pick them off one by one. They got no gadgets on them at all, so they made it quite easy on this playthrough. But yeah, the New Game Plus sort of version of this map is disgusting. They're all armed to the teeth. You can't really take them down by normal measures. No silent takedowns allowed. Yeah, it's quite funny. And another sort of added aspect of this one is that Hugo Strange is in the middle office there, looking through the windows on a rotation. So he will actually call out where you are if he sees you, or where the enemies are as well. So since they have no gadgets, we're back to using our smoke pellet strategies, and we're going to wait in the corner here and utilise this fire extinguisher to take down the last few. So yeah, we've made our way to the top of Wonder Tower. And of course the final plot is revealed of, you know, Doctor Strange is being bankrolled by Ra's al Ghul, and you'll find that their sort of Gotham Savior protocol aligns perfectly. Of they want to kill all the filth that's infecting Gotham City, and Hugo Strange is going to help him with that. A really cool shot here is Hugo and the Bat come face to face. And you just press a button and kick him to the curb. So now, in the cutscene that precedes this sequence, Ra's al Ghul is dead, and I believe he kills Hugo as well, if I'm not mistaken. So, big double whammy there. And now we find that the Joker, back to full health, or so they say, has captured Talia al Ghul, and we're going to make our way to the State Theatre, right next to Crime Alley, you know? Really cool sort of callback to the origins of the Batman, the Monarch Theatre. This is where, of course, in the origin stories, his parents are gunned down in the back alley of this, in Crime Alley. Bit on the nose there, but we'll forgive them for coming up with that in the 60s, I believe. Might have been the 40s. Yeah, post World War II, gotta be. Propaganda. If you didn't know, fun fact, nearly all of the superheroes you ever come across, they're all sort of driven by, they're pushing these sort of westernized values of, hope and peace and justice, stuff like that. It's all sort of it's by design, let's say. You've got the secret intelligence agencies of the world sort of pushing this stuff into the populace, and that's why these characters are so popular. In a Cold War era, is this something that people pushed all these superheroes, all CIA? Really interesting stuff if you want to look into that. As we take out a bunch of snipers that the Joker's recruited. Pretty straightforward sequence here though, guys, so make your way around anti-clockwise, I think, from the back. And make sure to, do not linger anywhere where the lasers are pointing, basically. Pretty straightforward stuff. And of course, if you do plan on getting caught, use the disruptor to take out those snipers before they get you, because they brutalize you on this difficulty. As we move into the final boss fight in the Monarch Theatre. Thanks for watching, folks. Hello there. Welcome back to the Common Man's Batman Arkham City walkthrough, completed with no damage and no upgrades. We're here in the finale of the first Common Man's walkthrough. As you see, my PC shit the bed. Had a simple explosion for a 15-year-old game. Not great, but we'll make it through, guys. Not sure why the PC is sort of struggling with the frame rate there, but it's been fine so far. But I guess Mr. Clayface, Mr. Mud, sort of made the explosives go a bit too hard. But yeah, we're reaching the end of this game. It's been a great experience, sort of reliving the absolute magnificence that is this game.
Don't just stand around.
One of the greats of all time, one of the greatest sequels ever made. Arkham Asylum really doesn't, get its toes stepped on at all. This game is doing a whole new different thing. It's why it's regarded as one of the greatest superhero games of all time, like top 3 at least. So here we're fighting Clayface after he's revealed to be impersonating the Joker. And he's going to pull out a couple weird fucking moves. Like turning into a ball with a weird PNG on the front of his face. It's probably the PNG that tips the PC over the edge, to be honest. So here we're going to be spamming the R2 or RT double tap for freeze blast to take him out. But in this fight, the strategy really is to just utilize those barrels to inflict massive pain on this guy. And at the end of each sort of sequence, we're going to pull the sword out of his back and chop him up. One of the great reveals in gaming as well, that the Joker that's been tormenting us for like half the game is in fact Clayface. So he hasn't cured himself at all of the disease that he had from the end of Arkham Asylum. He's just been sort of playing us. Pretty cool. As we move into phase, I guess it's phase 3, I guess. We're going to see the entire floor of the theatre blown up here. Some of you might remember this map from Arkham Knight. I believe the Community Challenge DLC reintroduced the Monarch Theatre and infamously had that, I think it was a perfect free flow fight that you needed to complete in this one. I mean, pretty easy. If you've been following this guide, you'll have no issues at all completing that one. So now we're in right next to the Lazarus Pit, and a great little change of scenery for the final fight of the game. So the first playthrough on the channel is sort of coming to a close. It's a sad moment. It's also just the beginning. So keep that in mind, and as has been consistent in the descriptions for each of the videos, please let us know what we should be playing next. I think we have some exciting videos in the pipeline for you guys. Some nostalgia bait, of course some disc bait, and perhaps some of the co-op adventures with Prime Maz. In regards to single-player gaming, it might be sort of natural to just move on to Arkham Origins, but we'll see what's in store. So for this section, we're actually given a new flow of combat. Now we have the sword, and our special moves turn into like a twirly spinning attack. Batman looking very pretty as he slices and dices across the battlefield. This section is quite annoying, but not as bad as I thought. I think most of the sections that I thought were going to be really painful are thankfully not too bad in this no damage run. I thought this section was going to be pretty annoying, and the same with the Ra's al Ghul fight, but managed to do them. Well, the Ra's al Ghul fight was on the sort of first go, and then this Clayface fight, only a couple sort of segments required. So in that section in particular there, you want to, as soon as he pops out, he's going to immediately fire a projectile, so you want to dodge that and make sure you get that freeze blast in his mouth to do maximum damage. And that's it, guys. That is the last piece of gameplay for the Arkham City walkthrough. It's been tough doing it with no upgrades. I missed my critical strikes and my bat swarm upgrades, but yeah, I'm going to leave you here with one of the most iconic cinematic endings of any video game. So the Joker is dead, and so is this playthrough. So thank you very much for watching. I've enjoyed all of your company, and thank you for viewing the first playthrough on our channel. It's been great. This has been Shantyt, and I'll see you later, folks.